When we think of pivotal moments in your career, we obviously think about the debut, the Irish title fight. I know you'd quite a bad hand injury before that Irish title fight. We go back to the first fight on the Matchroom show, the Belmedi 30-second knockout that went almost viral. What moments do you kind of look back on and think that's where it all changed for me, or is there one?
I think for since I turned pro, like I was calling Eddie's name out since like I was a 1-0, 2-0. Always kind of knew that I was going to be signed to a big promotion and I would be involved in big fights. Like I said, I have this underlying belief in myself since I've been a kid and since I started boxing that that's what I was going to do. And I know, like I said, all the self doubt and all that shit comes into it, but ultimately I have an underlying belief that this is what I'm built to do and this is what I'm made to do. And I've been shouting Eddie's name since I was like 2-0 and 3-0. And every fight that I had, I kept going. That was my motivation. Was like big performance now, and then he's gonna come. They're gonna come knocking. Big performance now, right? And then there was times in my career where I fought for free. Um, I fought behind closed doors and in the whole COVID situation. Um, like I said, a couple of fights for free, and I'm going putting all this time and effort, and I was 21 years old when I turned professional, and then all of a sudden you find yourself at 23, 24, and life starts getting not serious, but like you're growing up a little bit more, and you kind of still have no money in the bank, and you're going, this next fight, this better come good because all my mates are in good paying jobs now, and they're all like going on holidays and living these nice lives, and I'm still just putting it in the gym, and I've got no money to enjoy myself or to even to just go out on the weekend and buy a nice tracksuit for myself or any like I'm into my clothes and I just want to buy some nice clothes or something like that. Like, and I was just living off sponsors and living a quite simple life, just living like a monk and going, right, after this next one it's gonna break and I'm gonna be signed. After this next one I'm gonna put in a big performance this time and then I'm gonna be signed. So every fight I had from probably 1-0, 2-0, it was all geared towards this pivotal moment, this changing point. And maybe it was probably, if you want to look at one fight in particular, probably the Vasquez one, because he was such a big name. And it kind of got my shot on a matchroom show. Um, Former world champion. But again, like it was just another fight to me. It was just like right after this one. But I suppose probably it wasn't my debut on a matchroom card. I actually fought on a matchroom card. My second professional fight in Belfast opened the card. Ryan Burnett versus Zakianov for the WBA world title. Um, Opened the card at 4 o'clock. So that was my technically my matchroom debut. But this Vasquez fight come along and it was my first proper big fight, I guess, of my career and my first not of my career because I had the Fitzpatrick one before that, I guess, but um, my moment to show, I guess, Eddie, I was going to be literally having a trial run in front of Eddie Hearn. He was going to be sitting ringside, and it was my moment to shine. So I guess the Vasquez fight was probably the one that brought it to everybody's attention that I was here and I was marking my territory. But like I said, I'd been putting in big performances against Katochikov, against Joe Fitzpatrick, against Viral Simeon, putting in big performance against all these guys and just saying, after I stop this guy, then Eddie's going to come. After I beat this guy, then Eddie's going to come. And like I said, it eventually came against Vasquez, but it was probably gearing up for a long time before that, and the motivation was there a long time before that for Eddie to come and for me to get my chance.
Obviously, after you beat Vasquez, there was a good few months where we heard not a lot about where you were going next. And then it was announced that you had signed a proper contract with them. Is there like a moment where you pick up the phone and you hear from whether it be the manager and you hear, God, Eddie's there's a contract coming or there's an offer there? Is there a moment where it hits you and you're like, wow, I think I could have just made it?
I think after the performance, I kind of knew that I was onto something. But like you said, I fought Vasquez in late February, maybe early March, and my matchroom debut then after getting signed was in October. Um, I probably signed around August time. I know I was on holidays. I was in Tenerife. And I got a phone call from my manager and basically said Matchroom are very, very interested and they're about to make an offer to me for you. Um, so I was on holidays, already in holiday mood. That put a little bit of a spring in my step on holidays. And by the time I come home from holidays, then the contract had been sent over. We'd had a look at the offer. We'd went back, and we'd negotiated, and the deal was done before I come home from holidays. So, um, then my first fight then was signed in probably nearly the end of August, I think. And first fight then was against Belmedi in October in Nottingham.
In that moment, like June or July, so you said you got the offer around August. In June or July, is there any part of you that's sitting there thinking it's been a while? I'm waiting a little bit too long here. Is there any worry or panic that comes in?
Uh, yes and no. Like my kind of, I try and keep it very, very simple 99% of the time. That, well, I'm 28 now. I was probably 26 at the time. Let's say I'm 26. I'm gonna fight again. I'm not even in the prime of my physical prime yet. So I'm just training and I'm working hard. And if that last one wasn't my chance and they're not gonna come, then the next one they will see, because I'm already on their radar now because I've put in this performance. So the next one I'm just gonna put in a better performance and then they'll definitely see. So for me, there was never any worry because I knew it was somewhere that I was always going to end up, and knew it's somewhere that I was always going to be. But it was just a matter of when, not if. Um, and yeah, it did kind of, like I said, fought in March, and then you're kind of getting into the summer, and I was planning on fighting again, and it was like, are they interested? Are they not? And I just kept hearing for a couple of months, oh yeah, Matchroom are interested, Matchroom are interested, and it's like, okay, well, are they interested or are they not? Like, let's go. Like, let's put pen to paper. So eventually got the offer, and put pen to paper. And yeah, no, I wouldn't say there was ever a worry because, like I said, I was always motivated and I was never going to stop until I got to where I wanted to get to. Still not there yet, but I am along the path now of, I suppose, I'm hitting milestones of, right, the first one was turn professional, I suppose, and then it was win the Irish title, and then it was get world ranked, and then it was, right, let's sign with Matchroom, right, sign with Matchroom, let's fight at home, right, we fought at home, now let's headline a show, right, we've headlined the show, now let's win a world title. So I am ticking boxes on that list along the way, and I believe, like I said, I'm on the way to reaching my full potential, and there's a couple of ticks that have to be put on that box yet, but with Matchroom behind me, um, I believe the best and biggest promotion company in the world. It's only a matter of time before I headline these shows in Ireland and I win world titles.